My name is Arun, and today we are going to talk about deployment slots in our app service series. So you can see right now, this is my Azure portal, and this is my app service running on App1 free app service plan. Okay, now here we are going to create one deployment slot as a stage because by default where your application is residing is the production slot, or you can call anything later on, but when you create your app services, a slot created by default, that is a production slot where you place your code, and this is the URL that you get when you create this. If I click here, it will browse the default page that we have already seen in our previous videos. Okay, so if you need to make a sense out of what the deployment slot is, it just you can see it's like a different slot on the same uh, plan. Azure App Service plan means the compute power is still the same, right? And it is one more folder which is pointed just like in IIS we have, right? A physical path, something like that. So it is like a one more folder created where you can put your code, and it would have its own URL, own endpoint virtually. Okay. So if I go to the deployment slots and I tried to create, I would not be able to create because if you remember, this is the free app service plan which do not allow you to create deployment slot, which is a wonderful feature that you can only utilize when you have standard premium or isolated app service plan. So we need to upgrade it. Let's click on upgrade, go to production. Let's choose the uh, 5 staging slots. That more than enough. We're just going to create one only. So what are the benefits if we need to talk about for deployment slots? Well, it will help you to validate your app changes in a staging deployment slot before you can deploy it to the production. Moreover, it has the facility that allow you to swap it. You know, you can swap the slots, means the endpoint which were directed towards the production slot will direct towards the stage slot, and vice versa. So if you have tested well, your applications are running absolutely okay, fine, and wonderful as per expectations, you can swap the slots, and nothing would be changed for the consumers or the users. It would happen at the back end, only the endpoint diversion will change, and you would have your staging code running in the production app. Okay, you can also divert the traffic. I'll show you. It's just upgrading right now. Okay, let's wait. Isn't it? Okay, it's still updated successfully. Okay, let me refresh this, and then I'll show you. You see, Pachehra Talks, it got the production tag. This is what I was talking about. Okay, now it was not showing before because we were on free app service plan. No, and now we are on the the production app service plan where this is the default slot, and we need to create one more, and we can call it anything you want: QA, stage, dev. Let me call it stage. Okay, you can even clone the settings from your uh, default slot, your app related settings. We don't need it. We are talking about the slot only, not the application on the developer level, only on the deployment slots. It's a feature that we are trying to understand. So we have created one more slot. While it is creating, let me show you. It would be more like, yeah, this is what I was creating. Let's suppose this is your app service plan, your compute power, where you're running your app services. Okay, this is your app services that you have created, where you have placed your code under www root. Okay, Now, once you create one more slot, it would be placed in the same app service under the same app service plan, but it would have its own management plane from where you would have a different URL. It would have mentioned stage in it so that you can differentiate between the prod or stage or anything or any name that you have given. Now, you can, let's suppose if traffic is coming from here, okay, come on. If traffic is coming from here to this, okay, like that, you can also divert the traffic to both the slots, okay, but it's running on the same app service plan, so it wouldn't be like a load balancing of thing. But if you want to do that, you can do that, okay. Or when you do the swap, what happens, this code will come here and this code will go here, and all the relevant settings that belongs to this code level, right, that would be swapped. This is how the swap happens if it is diverting towards only one endpoint. So let's see that. All right, so we have this stage slot prepared for us. Here is the traffic diversion that I was talking about. Okay, you can divert the traffic, like you type 50, then 50% will go to this slot and another 50 will go to that slot. Okay, so you can do that also. Or you can go like 10% after deploying your code on the stage, and gradually you can increase the percentage. Maybe you want to do some kind of upgrade or patching, things like that. So, and it's not like you can create only 2 slots. You can create 5 slots in the production standard plan. You can go up to 20. All right. Okay. Now let's go. If you click here here, it will give you its own management plane. Okay. And it would have its own URL, have stage in between, you can see, right? If I drag it here and click here, this is the original default one. We do not have the stage here. Let me open it in a new duplicate tab. Oh no. Okay, let's come here, go to stage. We have this URL. If I click here, it will go to the default page. If I click here, it will also go to the default page. Okay, this one. What we can do, we can place some code or maybe a single HTML page so that we could see what happens after the swapping. Okay, and if you want to divert the traffic accordingly, we can do that as well. So let's go ahead and place some code in these slots, and we're going to use FTP for that. That's the easiest way to perform this demonstration. We'll talk about the deployment methods in upcoming videos. So let's do that. Okay, so you need to click on Deployment Center. We have FTP here. Click on that. Go to the dashboard. We have the credentials here. Same goes with the prod. Click on the Deployment Center. Come to the FTP. Click on the dashboard. You have the credentials here to connect with the FTP client. Okay, you need to copy the endpoint. Come on. And you need to open your client. Control A. There was the previous one. I was trying something. Then Pachehra Talks. That's the original name of the channel, and it will be back. I had to change because something happened with the channel and I lost a lot of work. So come on, copy this, and this one is our prod, right? So let me paste here. Quick connect. Okay. Okay. Well, this is the default page here. I need to delete it so that we would have something that could differentiate. I'm going to put the prod.html, and same thing we'll do. Let's come here and come on. The same thing with the stage deployment slot. Connect with the endpoint here. Come to the username right here. Come to the password, click on show, copy it, and paste it here like this. Connect. Okay. All right. Again, we have the same hosting.html. We need to delete it and put it the stage.html that I have created beforehand. Okay. Now, under the www root, we have stage.html and prod.html. So these should give us a different, results when we click on the URLs. And if we swap, the result would change. Or if we go ahead and give the percentage, the result will be accordingly. But right now, it won't allow us to access. I'll show you. You don't have the permission because it's a default page. I need to go ahead and create a default page under the configuration. Here, I need to add default document prod.html, save, continue, go to the stage configuration. Same thing we need to perform here. Go to the default document, add stage.html, save, refresh. So this is my first app production slot. You can see here. Now if it's continue, once this page is saved, you would have the access through the stage URL. You see stage here, and it is a staging slot. Practice and learn. Let's close these two. So for now, we have two deployment slots. One is production, one is stage. We have two different things. Production says production app, staging says staging app. Now, if I come here and you make the traffic like 50, okay. All right, I have a different, code for both of this. That's why it's not letting me do that. But we can try swapping first, and then we'll try this. Okay. I have already showed you at the beginning, but I want to show you again. Let's go to swap. In the swap, we need to provide the source, that is your stage, and the target is your default slot. You can also perform with the preview. You need to enable it in the settings. These changes will happen. Let's click swap. And before I hit, let me come here, open this URL. This is production, right? Let me hit swap. Now, what is happening, as I showed you in our sheet, this will happen. Okay, the code base will change at the back end, and there are so many settings which changes. There are settings which do not change, that you can easily go ahead and have a good read on the Microsoft documentation right here, app service environment. And if you go down, settings that are swapped: general settings, app settings, connection strings, handler mappings, public certificates, web jobs, hybrid connections, virtual network integration, service endpoints. These things will change when you do the swap, and these are the things that will not change: IP restrictions, scales, web job schedulers. You can see things which is inside the folder, just try to grab this. Things which is inside the folders are going to change, but things which are attached over the slot are not getting changed. Okay, you would have a lot of understanding when you go through this article of MS Docs. I'll share it in the description. Let's come here. It's successfully completed. Close it. Right, come here and refresh it. It becomes staging. You see the back end code changes. So this is the beauty. This is the feature that app service provide, and this is one of the feature that a lot of people are using this app service, because with the help of which you can do blue and green deployment, you can divert your traffic without downtime, you can upgrade your app, things like that. Okay, and we did talk about it's not like you just go and swap. If you have a doubt, you can do the preview as well. Okay, we have this feature now. Okay, you can also go ahead and this swapping, you can do that automatic as well. You can configure the auto swapping as well. If you go to configuration, go to general settings. Okay, now where are you? Let me check. Come on. Right there, deployment slot, auto swap enabled. You can do the auto swapping as well. Okay, and while the swapping is done or happening, if something happens, it roll back by itself, or you can do that by swapping again, and you can see the entire process under the activity log right here. Okay, well, this is about like an overview about the deployment slots. I hope you would have a good understanding now, and this is the article on the MS Docs. Have a read, you would have a better understanding of using the deployment slot. Well, thank you for watching and you have a good day.